welcome back to Pop Off the Clock. I'm Brenda.
Hey guys, I'm Yoseline. Welcome. We're happy that you're joining us this week.
35.
It's episode 35. Officially, we're so much wiser. 35 episodes.
Yep.
And
it keeps climbing and climbing and climbing.
So at what point do we have a party?
I think 50 should be a good,
okay.
Celebrate that we got to 50 episodes.
I agree. Okay, we'll do something for 50.
That's which could be like in a blink of an eye,
yeah, because we do like 4 a month. So at least like maybe towards the end of, maybe in October? Maybe October?
Yeah, I think so. Which will be, I think, like a year, wouldn't it? I forget
think so.
When we got started.
In October.
Yeah, so
yeah.
I think our 50 will fall within the year.
Party.
That'd be cool, yeah.
We need to, wait, thought of something. We'll talk about
so
it
many
later.
things we can think of. But on this episode, we have a whole lot of topics, mostly dealing with our female celebrities.
Yes.
The glow up of the century with Jennifer Lawrence.
I'm just so happy Jennifer Lawrence is back on the scene.
Yes.
I forgot how much I loved her, and she's gorgeous. She looks like...
She's always been gorgeous, but she's looking like...
She looks 20 years younger
than
she did when she was 20. So she looks like a newborn child.
We need to get that advice from her to see how we can reverse the clock as well by the time we turn.
Yeah, she took a break for a while, and now she's back promoting her new movie, which you have already watched. So you'll give us the details about that. And she's been doing the circuits and the press, making headlines.
Some good interviews. Yeah, we're going to be talking about those interviews that she's done. And of course, okay, let's just preface the fact that we do record this on a Thursday, so we can't exactly talk about one of our subjects in length, but we will be kind of talking, I guess, predicting what we can expect from Olivia Rodrigo's new song that comes out on Friday. So
yes, good preview. Things. And we're also going to talk about the unfollow spree by Selena Gomez, and now the Hadids are,
they're axed from the most followed Instagrammer, right?
Yeah,
she's still number one.
I mean, I still don't know why, because she's whatever. It's just
we'll get into those rumors that those alleged things that Dumois posts, so should be interesting. And then our girl Charity has already started her season, so we'll talk about. I honestly forgot our predictions at length, but I have ideas of what we had said, so we'll see how that matched up.
I'm trying to remember who my favorites were. I don't know.
And I guess just seeing who we think is going to be from just first impressions now.
Yes, absolutely. That's all I could focus, because it was a slow episode, but we'll get into that later on in this episode. We'll recap The Bachelorette at the end of it. But yeah.
First and foremost, Yos, how have you been doing? we all want to know.
We all want to know. I'm like, am I missing something? Well, I was off Monday and Tuesday, so I've been at work for the second day of, this week. I'm not complaining. I just feel that I have so much things planned in in July and August kind of thing.
Like your Taylor Swift concert is coming up.
That I feel like I'm preparing for the stuff now. I'm looking for outfits. I'm traveling for Taylor Swift, so I'm looking
planning
mode. And then I have a couple birthdays in July where I'm just like, oh my gosh. So that I just feel that I don't want to feel overwhelmed when those days get closer, so I'm pre-planning.
That's smart.
Now kind of stuff.
I'm so bad at pre-planning. I have to really be in the right mood. Especially if I need
outfits to be ordered online
and airplane ticket. Have you already got an airplane ticket?
Yes, I did.
Okay, that's smart. I did.
So, but aside from that, I've just been, I've been catching up on How I Met Your Father.
Okay, what do you think of it? I kind of watched I think half of the first season.
It's dumb, but it's funny. It's very wholesome. It's the show you watch just to not think. And I think you could definitely, it's just also those shows that if you miss one episode, it's
not that big of a deal.
Unless they're writing it How I Met Your Mother, where there was just references from season 2 into season, there's a big connection. What I am worried about though is with these shows give me this fear that there is an ending, like we find out who the father is, but I am scared that it's gonna end up canceled like in a couple seasons, and then you really don't know where the story was going.
Or they're gonna rush it to like, I think I have an idea of who it could be.
You know,
I feel like it's gonna go with the same trend of How I Met Your Mother, where it's somebody that it's like a twist that was close.
Did you like How I Met Your Mother ended?
Yes and no, because I'm like, we built up this mother and we only had her for like an episode, and then that was it, and then it ended up being, spoiler alert, Robin that he wanted to date,
which is like ridiculous, because it's like, if I was Robin, I'd be like, you had me all these years, and it's not until you find the love of your life, you're happy, and then she's out,
you come back. Yeah, I don't know. It was
like, oh, you picked me second.
That's the ending of How I Met Your Mother.
We're getting too deep. But aside from that, I don't think I have anything. You had a funner weekend. You were out.
I went to the beach.
Yeah.
I just didn't get that much of a tan, which kind of I'm disappointed by. I guess I did a good job of like
protecting
myself, but at the same time,
But did you actively lay out? Oh, okay.
No, I didn't. Okay. Yeah, I did a bad job of that. And also, by the time we were at the beach, the sun was already hitting us from the back, so none of that coverage.
What time did you get to the beach?
Like 5.
Oh, okay.
We like did stuff during the day, but we didn't realize that Corpus, the city, is very far from the island itself, so it was a lot of driving.
I didn't know that.
But yeah, that was nice to go to the beach. I like the beach. It's just that sand gets to me. The cleaning process of taking off the sand is like a whole thing. Pull out
my hair.
For me.
I hate that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it took me like a whole day to like take the sand out of the towels, out of the clothes, and put it in the washer. I was very wise about how I did this time around. Ugh. So that was a process, and now I just need to start planning our vacation that's coming up in September. So I have not booked anything, so I've just put the RSVP.
RSVP for what?
So I'm going to a wedding.
Oh, you
after all, in September. We're going to Utah. We're going to Zion.
Okay,
because our friends are getting married there.
Okay.
So we're gonna, instead of California, we're gonna go to Utah, and then since Vegas is the closest airport, we're just gonna spend the weekend in Vegas as well.
Okay, I knew you were going to these national parks. I just wasn't. I'm like, RSVPing to the
So parks and Vegas and
wedding, Vegas.
Yeah.
Are you going to get married?
No.
Eloped, or what is it called?
I will not.
Elopement, right?
Pull a whole crevice over there. No, probably not. But I've been wanting to go to Vegas again. So
when was the last time you went?
Oh, it was a long time ago. Maybe 2015, 2016. So like 7, 8 years ago.
Yeah, you were barely like 21.
Yeah.
Or maybe 22. But
looking forward to it.
You'll have fun. I think Vegas, now that you're older, like you enjoy the restaurants there and the food and the shows.
That's what I want to save my money for, is for all those.
Okay,
I want to get a nice hotel. Might as well go.
Yeah, on the strip.
Big or go home.
Go big or go home. You'll have fun. Okay. Yeah, so it's a lot of planning this week for future us.
Yeah. So good luck to us.
And our bank accounts.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be tough. But let's get into the headlines.
Yeah. Headlines. Okay, so we're going to start off. We have a lot. Okay, not a lot, but they're like lengthy ones that you kind of need a little background for it. Like our first one. Kesha and Dr. Luke settled the defamation case out of court. Kesha and producer Dr. Luke have settled the defamation dispute out of court. Both parties announced on Thursday, with each releasing a quote related to the settlement that indicated they mutually see this as the end of the road in their lengthy legal disputes. Dr. Luke said in his statement that he wishes Kesha well, while the singer said that she wishes nothing but peace to all parties involved, as the court drama apparently draws to a close. Only God knows what happened that night, wrote Kesha. As I always said, I cannot recount everything that happened. I am looking forward to closing the door on this chapter of my life and beginning a new one. I wish nothing but peace to all the parties. This move to settle comes on the heels of a New York appeals court decision 10 days ago that determined that Dr. Luke would be considered a public figure for the purposes of his lawsuit, making the burden of proof higher for the producer to prove he defamed by Kesha. So, yeah, and this bit has been a 10-year battle.
It's been forever.
So if you're not familiar, I'm not I believe 10 years, like close to 10 years. I believe in 2014, she came forward accusing Dr. Luke, who was her producer, that in 2004, he drugged her and sexually assaulted her. And she came, I believe, forward saying all this stuff. And he's like, you're defaming me. This is not true. Like, you were not, all there. You can't remember the night, which she has admitted. She can't remember a lot of the night. But I assure you that, like, never happened. So it's a he says, she said kind of situation. And she has admitted that she doesn't remember most of it. So he was claiming, like, you're just talking. That's what defamation is. Like, you're questioning my character. So that's how he was able to sue her from these accusations. Kind of like the whole, like, Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. Like, the suit was never about, like, were they abusive?
Yeah,
it was more
of
like, you're talking bad
defamation.
About me. Ultimately, because these legal battles, she hasn't been able really to put, I think she already came out with music, but she had issues because at the end of the day, that was her producer and she can't come out with music. Well, he wasn't letting her.
Yeah, because I'm sure they had a contract of some sort.
They had a contract, and it was just like a whole thing. And, maybe this is, unfortunately, I'm all for, like, justice and stuff. And I'm not a big fan of like, settling when you're accusing someone of such horrific things. However, doesn't mean, I don't think she's lying. I'm just saying that, like, after 10 years and the fact that he's now considered a public figure, in defamation cases, when you're a public figure, you have to prove, like, it's harder to prove, because they say, well, you're famous, people are going to talk bad about you online. You can't sue everyone just because you put yourself in that position as being a public figure. So I think it's just hopefully all party, especially Kesha's side, is just at peace with this decision, and this will allow her to continue making music. I'm not familiar with the settlement, what it was, but I just hope she moves forward and is able to now create an income through music.
Yeah, through what she loves to do.
But yeah, that was after 10 years. I couldn't
believe. I thought it had already found some sort of conclusion. I hadn't heard about that in a while.
Yeah. So settlement. Another one, Rihanna has announced via Vogue that she would be stepping down as CEO of Savage x Fenty, the lingerie brand she founded in 2018. In her statement, the Fenty billionaire also announced that Hillary Super, formerly the global CEO of Anthropologie Group, would be taking her place. Does this mean music? She's going to be focusing on music?
I hope so. And also, I'm going to finally cancel my Savage Fenty subscription because I had it a long time ago, but I've always been lazy to actually call to cancel it. So I always skip every month, and I've been doing that for 2 years. So I just need to cancel it now officially.
It hasn't been charging you, asks you each month?
When it asks you, would you rather have it or skip it, I always skip. I literally have an alert on my phone to skip because I'm too lazy to call.
Okay, Brenda, we need to get that figured out right now. Okay, so this is your friendly reminder. New CEO.
I was I'm supporting Rihanna regardless, but now
this is your reminder.
Yeah, she's still the ambassador.
Yeah, she's still the owner. She's just not
the owner, right? Yeah,
the founder, I guess. She's just not the CEO, so she's not making decisions. She's probably still on the board. I don't know if this is a publicly or private owned company. I'm pretty sure it's private because you can't buy stocks, right, from Fenty. So I think it's private. It's just she's letting someone else run her business. She still owns it. It's still hers. But she's she's been doing a great job as CEO.
Yeah.
But now
is she going to stop all those Fenty shows then?
No, I'll probably continue. It's just hey, do my job while I do something else. Which we're thinking maybe music or babies. She is pregnant. She's going to probably focus on that for a while. Okay, other news. So the famous singer, have you heard of her, Taylor Swift, turned down the invitation to be interviewed by Meghan Markle on her Spotify podcast. Yikes. This despite receiving a letter personally written by the Duchess of Sussex, as reported by the Wall Street Journal media outlet.
What do you think?
I knew this this report was out. I didn't know it was Wall Street Journal that came out with it. So I believe it was true. I think it's interesting. a lot of people have been talking about this. I agree with their opinion. I believe that Taylor Swift doesn't do these kind of sit-down interviews about herself. Doesn't. She does the Zane Lowe ones where she talks in depth about her music, writing, and all that stuff, but she doesn't
talk about herself
without her controlling the edit and the narrative, her documentary. So I could see why she would turn it down. However, I heard that even though Meghan Markle wrote that personal letter to her, her representatives were responded instead of her just being like, hey, thanks for the invite. I mean, I don't blame her. It's just that.
So I'm just curious, how, for example, when Meghan became the people's, she was very popular. How Beyonce and Jay-Z took that picture of her. How they had done the Mona Lisa of. Why didn't she ask Beyonce? And if Beyonce was supportive of Meghan, wouldn't she have done the podcast? I'm curious if
that's
people
true.
started
even on the documentary, she's like, Beyonce just texted me.
I'm curious if their popularity in their eyes started to diminish at some point with all of these things.
I mean, maybe she did ask her, but it was a private text because they're friends, and she could have done Oprah too. She could have done, but there's always that rumor going around that all these celebrities Meghan invited to her wedding, she didn't even know. She just invited them.
I 1,000% believe.
Which Tyler Perry,
because Tyler Perry only knew her because of everything.
And he went to the wedding, but he was just like, okay, I'll go.
And is he the Godfather?
Yeah, something? Because they became friends after the wedding. But he was still invited,
Yeah, exactly. It's if I was becoming a princess, I would invite everyone that I'd want to be there. Really? Absolutely.
I also think it's I'm pretty sure your guest list was limited. So how are you adding? It makes me question. It's you really had no one. But yet again, I think I also haven't. Can you really count?
Well, I feel with our family, we would have invited everybody that we knew.
Yeah. As
a Hispanic person.
As a Hispanic, I remember when I was younger, I'd be oh my God, when I get married, it's easily going to be 500 people, in my head, right? Because it's you invite this person, you invite your tia, you invite the lady from church, whatever.
You can't not invite them.
And now, as the older I get, I'm I think I only have 10 people, because I'm we're not inviting people that don't even check in on me. My regular life, La señora from church doesn't care.
At the end of the day,
I don't care.
Sometimes we don't have the control. It's the parents that end up having or our moms end up having the control.
I'll give my mom 5 freebies, 10 freebies. You know what?
I'll give you 5 chairs.
I'll give you 5 chairs for not, and I'm not talking about aunts and uncles. Obviously, you invite your aunts and uncles. I'm talking about
their people, friends, the teachers you had from school. Or
well, it's because your mom. I'm why would I invite my teacher? You have family in the education, so I'm just why would I invite my teacher? But it's just interesting. How many people does Meghan Markle really know or is close with?
Yep. I don't know. It's just kind of.
And I'm not turning on Meghan Markle. I'm still even though some stuff's questionable, it's I believe 10% of her 100 is questionable, where I still
I don't think she's a terrible person.
Absolutely not.
No.
If you were a terrible person, at this point, proof and horrific stories of you would have already surfaced at her level of public, view.
I just feel they didn't understand what went into the podcast.
And that's also true. It's the first season. You don't know what her vision is. You haven't seen it. And someone that's so protective like Taylor Swift, you're not. No. You're not going to just let it out to anyone. Okay, well, speaking of Taylor Swift, Miss Taylor Swift has told her fans not to bully John Mayer.
Yep.
Okay, this is what she said in her concert, okay? I was hoping to ask you that as we led up to this album coming out, which is Speak Now, I would love for the kindness, that gentleness to extend into our internet activities. I'm 33 years old. I don't care about anything that happened to me when I was 19, except the songs I wrote and the memories we made together. So what I'm trying to tell you is that I'm not putting this album out so that you could go and feel the need to defend me on the internet against someone you think might have written I might have written a song about 14 billion years ago. And then she proceeded to sing Dear John.
And then she played the song that everyone has been waiting to hear.
I was so sad. That's my song right there.
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone's like, what happened with Jake Gyllenhaal?
So for me, so this is something that I need to confess. I am a John Mayer fan as well, right? Mm-hmm. Does not over Trump Taylor, but I like him. It's very something that it's a burden I carry.
Yeah, you support.
But so I'm a fan. John Mayer loves this stuff. Like he will thrive, even though it's mean, but he will respond to fans. Mm-hmm. He will comment because he has publicly commented about it. He recently spoke about the song that is allegedly about Taylor Swift, saying that like when he wrote this song, he thought he was just like mad and angry and talking about it, but like looking back, he like said it sounds like the B word, like he's being a little beachy about it. And he was just like he's like, it was never my intention. So he has publicly spoken about the situation, whether it's on at length, but the fact that it's gonna resurface, there's something stopping him from like commenting. Like Jake Gyllenhaal, we know him, doesn't say a word, doesn't comment about his personal life, and I think it's the difference between musicians and like actors, because actors is like, you don't need to know my personal life because you don't need to know that, you just know about the character I'm playing. Yeah. Where musicians, they're writing about their feelings, they're in their feelings all the time, so why wouldn't they comment?
Going through, yeah.
That's my theory as to why she came out saying this for Dear John and not the All Too Well, which All Too Well was 10 minutes.
And also, she wasn't touring while she was doing the Red album, so she has an opportunity to actually directly talk to fans.
Oh, true.
And be like,
true.
Hey, can you relax? Because this last time you all had no chill, so
do you remember when the 10-minute version came out?
A lot of people are saying, so does that mean that Dear John won't have a 10-minute version?
Probably not. She never said it did. Mm-hmm. All Too Well, it's because she said it in an interview saying that she wrote this 10-minute version song she had to cut down because the record label wouldn't let her put out a 10-minute song.
And then everyone made her do it.
Dear John's close to 5 minutes, I believe.
I'm excited for the album. Only a couple more days, right? Because the 7th?
7.
Next week, right? Wow. Oh my gosh.
I'll be at midnight,
I'm so excited.
Wow.
I did not think about that. Now, I need to listen to a new album, because it's going to be kind of new for me.
Yeah, it will. It's one of my favorites, so I'm super excited to listen to, and the Volt tracks.
She has to come out with a music video as soon as that puppy airs.
Oh, yeah.
Because she was doing a music video, remember, in London. And
which makes sense because Back to December, is that what it's called? Back to December?
Yeah.
It's because Demi Lovato has this song, and I always get them confused. I think it's Remember December. Back to December is about Taylor Lautner, so if he is in it, it would make sense.
Did I not say Taylor Lautner? Did I say Taylor Lautner? I thought I did.
No, you didn't.
I didn't? Oh my God, what did I say?
Nothing?
I thought I said his name, that they went to London. Oh, I think
you just said they shot it in London.
Yeah, he went there, and he's been talking about it. So
he has.
I think so. Yeah,
oh,
he's been talking about Taylor Swift and that whole thing. So
I just know that someone asked him about are you worried about Speak Now? He's like, no, the song about me is great.
Yeah, I know. I have nothing to worry about.
I have nothing to worry about. You don't, Taylor. Okay, so our next story it ends with us. Author Colleen Hoover recently addressed the criticism from the upcoming film, specifically the criticism surrounding the costumes for Blake Lively's Lily Bloom. Some fans are less than pleased with the first images from the set of Blake Lively as Bloom, which have seen the actress in looks ranging in oversized patchwork jackets to slouchy skirts and work shirts, finished off with the bold red hair. As one TikTok user said, the costume that feels like a prank. However, Hoover admitted that when it comes to her character's clothing, it has never been much of a priority for her. And then she said, quote, I don't remember describing outfits at all, the author told Jenna Bush Hager on Today's Show. I don't care what they have on. In my head, it's absolutely the conversation they're having, and the story, it's the same way in the movie. First of all, the conversations weren't that great. Okay. But
I'm like, I don't know. I feel like that's her roundabout way of no comment.
Yes. She also addressed, I told you about this, she addressed the age differences, and she basically said that she made a mistake in the book making them so young, where like Ryle's character, he would have to be close to his mid-30s for him to be like a neurosurgeon, where him being 30 just doesn't make sense. So she had to age them up a little, but it's still, but I feel like she loses Lily's point, where Lily would only accept an abusive relationship because she's so naive and freshly out of like adulthood.
Like, you can't tell me that a woman that looks like Blake Lively has not been in a serious relationship for like 20 years. Mm-hmm. That's like,
and also makes it seem that Axel didn't look for her for
20 years. They lived in the same city and never ran into each other for like
15 years.
That's just nothing is adding up now.
It doesn't.
Maybe they're gonna be on indefinite.
She also did mention that like you know that the outfits are just like, which I get this, like the outfits, it's not her priority, but if you think about it, like the outfits are just
into the character and
like there's no context around the outfits, like some I don't know. Also the production's halted, so I don't know.
Like I said, maybe we should reconsider some things while
just take the
production
time.
is halted.
Next story, looks like Ryan Seacrest will take a spin on Wheel of Fortune as its new host. Weeks after a long time, host Pat Sajak announced his retirement. Seacrest said that he would take over hosting duties.
I don't think anybody is happy about this. I've not heard one single positive, like, wow, Ryan Seacrest, woohoo. It's always been, really, this guy?
I don't see it. Like, Wheel of Fortune is so, like, it's so, it's so, like...
Wholesome?
Perfect, yes. Wholesome to me, where it's like... Wholesome. You know, you're from Ohio, like North Dakota. You get to be on this game show.
Like Alex, what's his last name?
Trebek?
No, the guy who hosts it right now.
Oh, Pat Sajak.
Oh, Pat Sajak. Mm-hmm. You don't ever see Pat Sajak
on the red carpet.
Yeah, exactly.
Like hanging out with Katy Perry. Has Katy Perry on speed dial, Lionel Richie.
It's like a very... not blah, but like it's an hour. It feels like an average person.
Yeah, that you're like, he's here for, he wants me to win Wheel of Fortune.
But Ryan Seacrest, it just feels like another paycheck.
Yes.
Where he gets to host something.
Like, and Ryan Seacrest and Vanna
honestly,
White.
there needs to be more diversity in the hosting field, because these hosts like so many freaking things.
You know who would be great, but he's probably so booked? Steve Harvey.
Yeah.
But he's probably so booked because he's, you know... I think it would have been a great opportunity to like introduce someone new.
Yeah.
Because like I never considered Pat and Ryan in the same league. I don't know if I think Ryan is just too glamorous for it.
Like, keep doing E-News.
Yeah, like I just don't know.
No, I don't know.
Unless they're gonna rebrand the whole thing and be more glamour. I feel like Ryan is just so like high maintenance, not like attitude, but like he's a beautiful boy. Like,
and what I forget what her name is.
Vanna White.
Is she staying?
I think so.
I can't.
And also, like, she would fill in for Pat when he was out. Like, did she not want the job?
You know how they always overlook us women.
Yeah. It's a lot of questions.
Maybe she didn't want to do it, but
maybe.
I mean, why not want to host the whole show yourself?
If you know local news, a lot of people watch Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And I just want to say that your local news station does not control Wheel of Fortune, so don't call and complain.
Yeah, we don't control programming at all.
So if you're a diehard of Wheel of Fortune fan,
we feel for you.
Yeah, we had nothing to
My
say.
dad hated it.
Hated the show or hated the decision?
Hated the decision.
Oh, okay.
I think he was like, I bet they're going to pick that Seacrest guy. And he was like, I hate this.
Like, Seacrest is so Kelly Ripa. Like, that's what you see him in. I feel like secrets, I don't know. Ryan, just let someone have a chance. Okay.
Tyra? I'm just kidding. No.
I can't even think of someone. The person who does the Price is Right, Drew Carey.
Yeah.
I feel like it would have been a good comedian job because you need to be like funny and go with the punches.
Yeah, I feel like he wouldn't be very funny.
I don't know. Okay. Next story. Kind of a, American Idol connection. When Kelly Clarkson, the singer, the singer of Since You've Been Gone, thought a fan was asking about the rumored rivalry between her and a fellow singer, Carrie Underwood. Kelly was quick to set the record straight when asked on Watch What Happens Live. She said, "People always pit us together, and we don't even know each other well enough to be pitted together. Like, literally, we've run into each other a handful of times." Kelly continued, "There's no beef between us. There's nothing between us. Like, we don't even know each other." But it actually turns out that the fan was only asking what it was like to have Carrie Underwood as a guest on the Kelly Clarkson show. I haven't seen the clip, but
So she said they don't have any beef, but she was on the show recently? Carrie Underwood?
So I don't understand, like, I don't get the fans' question then, but she said, like, we don't have beef, people always pit us to get...
Relax, guys.
But, like,
that was
have you ever
question.
heard anything?
I've never heard anything.
I just don't even consider...
I
they're both American Idol.
Heard Kelly... I forgot about that connection. I don't think I've ever heard Kelly Clarkson beefing with anyone other than her ex-husband.
I don't even think it's, like, people do pit them as, like, the most successful American Idol. Like, I think it has always been between them two. Like, who do you consider has been the most successful? But I don't think I've ever seen, like...
Clay Aiken isn't successful? I'm just kidding.
He actually got second place. So I'm not very... Like, that's the only thing I could think of. But even at that, I've never heard, like, Kelly hates Carrie and Carrie hates Kelly.
Yeah, neither have I.
And she's pop, she's country.
Maybe
Kelly's everywhere. Like, and I love Kelly Clarkson. So if there is beef, I support you, Kelly. I'm on your side.
You're not a fan of Miss Sunday Night?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I love that's like...
that one song
Before He Cheats.
Yeah,
I think Carrie's actually very private, so I don't even know. Like, I don't know much about her to even dislike her.
They have beef with anybody.
They're just so
Who's
wholesome.
making up these rumors?
Yeah. Okay.
Us.
But but let's talk about real beef, guys, because this beef has been on my TikTok, and it's like so. It's complicated, but it's so not complicated, and it's very catty. And I'm interested to see whose side or what your interpretation is. Okay. So the TikTok drama involves Sophia Colpo, Alex Earl, and Braxton Berrios, which Braxton, unfortunately, you're involved in TikTok drama when you probably want to be known for your NFL career. Sorry about that. So Berrios has broken his silence on his breakup with Sophia Colpo. The Miami Dolphin wide receiver addressed the recent speculation that he cheated on Colpo during their 2-year relationship after the model publicly stated that their relationship didn't end well or honestly. In an Instagram story, Berrios explained that his intention with the post wasn't to start or fuel any of the further rumors, but to clarify recent speculation. So, rumor has it that Braxton has been hanging out with Alex Earl. Alex Earl is like the it girl of TikTok videos. Like, it's obviously them. She posts about dating this guy. Sophia Colpo kind of like put these cryptic, like passive aggressive,
like an Instagram video responding to something.
Yeah, she basically said like referring to when like the side girl becomes the it girl or something like that, or like the main girl, and then she was just like, "Oh, but I'm a girl's girl. Just like be careful." And people were like, "Okay." So then people were speculating, like, but you were broken up. Like, they broken up for a while. And then she posted receipts of text messages where they were still in communication. And he came on Instagram basically saying, like, we broke up fine. Like, it had nothing to do with,
we never had any beef when we ended.
Like, we never broke up because of someone. And, like, that's it. I think Sophia Colpo looks really bad in this situation because you're just kind of bringing in, like, I'm sorry, no one cares. Like, no one knows, like, who you guys were. So
it's crazy how much she looks like her sister, but doesn't at the same time.
It's just like, she was trying to throw shade.
Well, Alex Earl is like the most talked about TikTok person.
Alex Earl hasn't even commented or anything. Like, she's just not addressing it.
She probably got him to like just handle it for me.
I think he did it for her. And it's funny because I do watch that show they're in, the Cobo sisters, or what is it? Yeah. And I watched the first season, and he's in it as the boyfriend, and he's very like so reserved and like very quiet and like nice to her, like they're fine, but she's very much like, we need to move in together, like this is the next step in our relationship. And then I see these pictures of him with Alex now out and about in like that Hamptons festival that happened over the weekend, and he's so like, he's laughing and like dancing with her, and it's just like
a complete 180. I
thought he was super like conservative, as in like shy and timid, and over here he's just like, he looks like genuinely happy.
Time of his life, yeah.
And I just think that like, let's just leave it as is, because no one's looking good.
Yeah.
I think with the receipts that Sophia posted, I think they broke up and they might have like started re-talking again. And that might have interfered, but it was kind of like, hey, like, how are you? What do you do? Like, you know, when it kind of lingers after a relationship just because you're used to it and that's and it just kind of died down. And maybe that kind of interferes with, like, him dating Alex, but he claims that they weren't together. Which...
Well, I think I heard from a long time ago that there was something going on. I think it was a receipt about how, like, a TikToker is with a football player or something like that. So it's been a long time, but they broke up in March, I think.
Who? Sophia
and him,
and they started dating in April, I think.
Oh,
like, she had been kind of
right
like
after.
And it's also like, no, right, I'm not gonna say
the drama.
I'm not gonna say. Anyways,
the drama.
Vanderpump Rules update. Yes. So Ariana Madix is back in front of the cameras once again, spotted for the first time filming for the latest season of Vanderpump Rules. Madix was out in Los Angeles on Wednesday as VPR began shooting for season 11, shooting a scene with Katie Maloney as they shopped at the BTS thrift store. TMZ says that Lisa Vanderpump and her husband Ken, Tom Schwartz, and James Kennedy filmed late that same evening at Tom Tom in West Hollywood, which is confirming that they're back for the next season. There's still no word on if Raquel, who Tam Sandoval cheated on with, is coming back, because she is still in the mental health
facility.
Yes.
It should be interesting. I know that she said that she wanted to come back at the reunion, but that was before I think she checked into the mental health facility.
Yeah.
So... we'll see how that goes, but I'm so glad that the rest of them are back. And apparently that they are working on a spin-off of VPR with Jax and Brittany.
Oh, yes.
Talking about parenthood, and then they're going to have Miss Kristen Doty on there too. I guess they're going to have
kids?
No, I don't think she does. Or does she? No, I don't think she does. So that's why I thought it was kind of a strange pairing. And speaking of mental health facilities, this was a bad transition. I feel bad for it, but
why?
Pete Davidson is in rehab. He's in rehab, dealing with PTSD and what was
bipolar, borderline personality disorder and PTSD.
Yes.
He reportedly checked into a rehabilitation center amid ongoing struggles with his mental health. And yeah, that's Page 6 reporting that. So,
yeah, which is sad.
Yeah, that one's sad. But hopefully,
hang in there, Pete.
We like to see people getting help.
I hope him and his girlfriend are good.
Yeah, I hope she's supportive of him there. Another story, kind of like just a kind of a sad one, is that Louis Capaldi has canceled the entire upcoming tour and announced he's taking a break from touring for the foreseeable future in order to address the impact of living with Tourette syndrome. And we recently saw him at that Glastonbury or something like that festival, where his Tourette was acting up and he just couldn't sing. Thankfully, the crowd was there to back him up, and I don't like to say it's it's frustrating to see someone frustrated.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to say it. And he's just
and
putting
touring
on hold.
is just grueling, like nonstop.
If you're and Tourette's, I know I think it's triggered by obviously specific things, but also being tired, not eating well, not having a consistent healthy schedule, and that's what happens. So,
and in other sad news, or kind of hopefully it's getting better, Madonna was rushed to the hospital. I believe it was on Tuesday, maybe Tuesday night going into Wednesday, and I believe that she is in the ICU, and I think they said that she's okay right now. So let's hope that she has this. That was a jump scare for a second.
Yeah, I was just like, what?
Yeah.
And I said, what? Other headlines, we have country star Kelsey Ballerini was struck in the face after a fan threw an object on stage in Boise, Idaho on Wednesday. She was performing her song, If You Go Down, I'm Going Down Too, when a video shared on Twitter shows a fan throwing something that appears to hit her in the face, and then her violinist stopped singing to go help her. And I saw that video right in the eye, guys, and you know when that hurts.
Yeah, it's like a whole bracelet. It hit your face, your eye, your eyeball.
Oh, it was a bracelet?
It was a bracelet.
Okay.
It was a bracelet. Yeah.
Freaking kids.
I hate it.
Another stage encounter that is a little awkward is Pink paused her performance at a recent concert to address a fan who threw a bag containing their mother's ashes on stage. The Razor Glass singer took it in stride, though she appeared understandably confused in footage circulating on social media. This is your mom, Pink can be heard asking in a video as she picked up the bag. I don't know how I feel about this. Guys.
It's so sorry, not gross. You gotta respect the dead, but come on.
It's gross to not to respect. Like, as much as I know it probably, like, whether it's the connection you have, there must be a connection of
Pink to your mom,
but Pink doesn't need
at the concert, maybe not like throw it at the party. What is she gonna do with it? What is she gonna do with it? Take a shower?
The only thing I could think of is that you want her to do something with the ashes, like distribute them, and she's not about to throw that on people. She can't take it because it's like so personal. I don't know. It was just a lot. Noah Cyrus is engaged with her boyfriend, German fashion designer Pincus, who they've been only dating for a couple months, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
And let's do our Kravis gender reveal. So last episode we talked about the baby announcement.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I was right.
Brenda was right.
It's a baby boy.
I wasn't going to expect them to announce it.
But I mean, good for, like you said, good for Penelope, because she gets to continue to be the only girl. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For Courtney.
Yeah, for Courtney.
But that means that Landon is not the only boy for Travis.
Oh yeah, because Mm-hmm. Oh, that's cute.
And I think my last one is James Gunn has found his new Superman and Lois Lane in David Corenswet and Rachel Brosnahan, the DC Studios co-chair, who is also writing and directing Superman Legacy for July 2025. Tweeted out the announcement. I'm not familiar with the man, with the Superman. I'm very familiar with Rachel. I love her from the Marvelous Mrs.
I thought
Maisel.
that she was gonna get it. I really felt like she was.
She really gives Lois Lane vibes.
She gives those vibes. So
those were fast. Lots of headlines.
Yeah, a lot of headlines. It took a majority of the show, but that's what I was telling you.
Yeah, we're laughing.
I was like 16 left.
Okay,
let's keep going with these topics now.
Yes, so Jennifer Lawrence is on the media junket once again now. She made some headlines this week because while appearing on Watch What Happens Live, the Hunger Games actress set the record straight on whether she had a romance with co-star Liam Hemsworth during his relationship with Miley Cyrus. As host, Andy Cohen explained during the round of Plead the Fifth, when Miley Cyrus' song Flowers debuted, there was a lot of talk of the music video was referencing secret flings that you had with Liam Hemsworth while he was with her. Lawrence responded, "Not true. not true, totally rumor, which I believe her because she has admitted that they have kissed like while they were filming Hunger Games, which was when they were broken up. Like they were kids. He was not with Miley.
Exactly. That's what she was explaining too, that the time that we did kiss, it was when they were already broken up. So
like Liam once again went back with Miley and they got married. And during that time, Jennifer has been in like serious, very public relationships. Absolutely. So I don't even think
like with the director of Mother, and she basically said like she didn't understand the movie either but she slept with the director.
She said that, I don't know if she said it on she said it on Hot Ones because she's always so been on Hot Ones. I totally recommend watching it. She was asked about Mother, and she said that she cracked her ribs because of how much hyperventilating she was during one of the shoots. If you've seen that movie, it is so stressful.
The Sacrifice. Yeah. I remember I was so excited to see that movie, and I was so disappointed by how artsy and creative it was. I didn't understand what was going on.
I got it, but after.
Yeah.
Like, I had to, like... I think I read something about it beforehand, and I got it. Like, Mother was, like...
It was like a house.
Like, but it symbolized Mother Nature.
Oh, yeah.
Like, she symbolized Mother Nature and how we treat the world and, like, and we expect her to, like, just rejuvenate the birth and all that stuff. But, yeah.
And she's obviously doing all these press junkets
you went to see the
movie. Yes. No Hard Feelings, which I always forget the name of. It was really good. So this is, I feel like the first time we see Jennifer Lawrence in comedy. Yeah. And she killed it. She knocked it out the park. I took Carlos with me, and he was kind of like, okay, I'm just going because you're telling me to. And really? He was genuinely laughing. Like when we were done with the movies, he said that he really liked it. So obviously the premise is very... If the roles were reversed, people wouldn't think that much into it, but a lot of people are questioning the premise of it, which is essentially the parents of this kid, 18-year-old who's going to go to college. They want him to experience more because he's a very shut-in kid. So they hire Jennifer basically to date him and
take his
and just kind of prepare him for college time. And it just kind of explores that relationship.
I believe it was based on a true
real article real Craigslist thing. So it was a really good movie. I highly recommend it. But
it reminds me of the era of like Superbad and
exactly. So a lot of people are like shaming it, but they're saying, if the roles were reversed, people wouldn't think about, a man targeting like a...
Okay, is the child, the younger guy, of age?
He's 18, 19.
Oh, right on the cuff. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine, I guess.
I don't know. Yeah, but it was a good one. But obviously because of the movie, she's been doing a lot of press, and she has been killing the style game. She has her long blonde hair, very sophisticated clothing that is just so put together so well.
I heard somewhere who her stylist is.
It's Adele's stylist as well, which it makes sense because they're friends.
Sweet Jamie.
Yes, there you go.
Sweet Jamie, which is also the Foster sisters.
Okay.
Friend. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's a stylist, but I always see really good.
No, she has been she looks amazing. Like Jennifer Lawrence has always looked incredible, but it's just been lately that she's been on a whole nother level, and I've just been loving everything she's been putting out.
Yeah, just the hair length, everything. Yeah,
the styling, the whole thing has just been incredible. What is your secret? You look like an 18-year-old, but a mature woman.
It just looks nice. Like the
30
simplicity
looks
of
good
the
on
makeup.
her.
Yeah, the simplicity of the makeup looks very fresh. The wardrobe, it looks nice. I'm just all for Jennifer Lawrence. Okay, so let's talk about Olivia Rodrigo. She announced her new album.
we can add more time.
I'm like, please.
Yes, Olivia Rodrigo.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, sorry guys, I thought we had technical difficulties. So Olivia Rodrigo announced the name of her new album. It's going to be called Guts. She's releasing a new song on Friday, which we can't really talk about because this is we record Thursday nights. Secrets. Sorry, guys. But we got a teaser of the music video that comes out with this. And it's
piano.
Twilight vibes,
Twilight
which
vibes.
is the same. The piano medley that we heard is the same one that I mentioned on the phone that you could hear. It was
Yeah.
I'm excited. Obviously she is inspired by Twilight, which makes me like, okay,
Vampire. I'm trying to think like where she can go with that. Like, this dude is a vampire, or she's a vampire because she's sucking out the life from me.
When I was researching this topic online, I put Olivia Rodrigo vampire, and one of my search suggestions was Olivia Rodrigo vampire Taylor Swift.
Okay, I saw that one too. I just didn't want to bring it up, but
what is that all about?
So I saw, like, I was going through YouTube to see videos, explanations of things, and one video said that it could be about how Taylor, like, sucked the youth, not the youth, but like her, I guess, idea of, you know, who you idolize out of her, or like has to maybe do something about Taylor Swift and what she went through with the whole deja vu thing. But I don't know. Do you think she would go to that length? I guess that would explain the lack of talking about her.
I think so. And I only say it because to the core, even though Olivia Rodrigo looks so commercially pop star, I think to the core she's an artist and a musician, and she did learn from Taylor how to write, and I think she would write about that situation if it were true.
Yeah. So and she did announce that her album's coming out August 8th, I think. No, September 8th.
No, September 8th.
You're right. September 8th.
September 8th. But we at least get this song, which sounds like a ballad, which is interesting because usually in summer we get these like...
I think it's going to be ballad goes hard rock.
Okay.
I think she's going to go more pop rock.
Yeah.
Like deeper into that rabbit hole.
I'm for it. I like her. I'm excited.
Me too.
We'll talk more about the song next week.
Midnight. And then she's also going to come out with the music video. So we saw like snippets
we'll definitely
of
talk
that
about
whole
it.
thing.
Another thing, which is... I'm so confused by it, but Selena Gomez sparks rumors of there being drama between herself, rumored ex-love interest Zayn Malik, and his ex-girlfriend Gigi Hadid, and her sister Bella Hadid, when she unfollowed all three on Instagram during the weekend. At first, Malik and Gigi still followed Gomez. Now, neither do. Bella never followed Gomez. Malik unfollowed Gomez on Monday, and Gigi unfollowed Gomez yesterday. Fans noticed. A source close to Gomez clarified to People that on Monday that there is no future drama ongoing between the group. Quote, there are absolutely no hard feelings with anyone she unfollowed, the source said. None of them have commented on their relationship either, unsurprisingly.
So what I heard was, I think it was from Dumois, was that you saw those photos of Taylor and Gigi out to dinner, that allegedly Gigi was telling Taylor how she's been hanging out with Zayn more, seeing Zayn more, and that she knows that Selena is still talking to Zayn. So she told her, I don't believe that Taylor would get involved, but then again, I don't know that whole dynamic, but that she told Selena, hey, by the way, Zayn and Gigi are still talking to each other, and that Selena freaked out and was like, I don't want to see another 2.0 with The Weeknd, Bella, and me, like another love triangle. So I'm just going to exit from this narrative and just not even deal with it anymore. So that's why she unfollowed. But I'm like, why are you unfollowing Zendaya? What did she do to you?
Wait, did she even follow her?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't feel like Gigi would go back with Zayn after the accusations of, like, that's just such a hard accusation of, like.
But that, you know, she got jealous when she heard that he started dating Selena.
Oh.
And that Zayn would do anything for Gigi.
And Zayn's coming out with new music.
Yeah, he is.
I don't know. It's just so drama.
But
Selena loves
I feel like
drama.
that's too much.
Detail.
Too deep.
Too much detail between a private, like...
Yeah. But, like, why would you just unfollow them all of a sudden? There has to be a reason.
There is a reason. I just don't know if we know it. Like, I mean, she's never followed... Like, we get the Bella thing. Like, you dated her ex. Mm-hmm. Well, she was still in love with him.
Oh, and that also, since her and Haley are cool now, that Haley also told her, like, hey, by the way, Gigi and Zayn are still
Stop
hanging out.
Haley, shut up.
Haley, get out of it.
Get out of here. Whatever.
Mind your business.
We'll see what's up.
Okay, those are our headlines. Sorry, they were kind of quick. But
I know, we were
okay.
just like talking.
We're trying to like...
Our quick headlines quickly turn into like these deep conversations. Maybe we need to like put a limit.
We need to figure all this out. But as we've been gearing up for this new season, Miss Charity took the helm as the Bachelorette season 20.
Yeah, so it aired this week, season 20 of The Bachelorette. As Brenda mentioned, Charity, we met Charity during SAC season. She became quickly a fan favorite because she is cute as a button. She is a life-size Barbie. And, we got to see her up to, I believe she made top 4. And
hometowns.
She, had a good start to her season. She has she has a lot of attractive men. Like, she actually let go of some very good-looking men the first
great.
night. I will say it was a little boring.
Yeah, but I feel like the beginning episodes are typically like bleh.
I fell asleep like during the the limo entrances.
Yeah,
and I told myself like pay attention once I like got in the house. We had some people that I'm just like eek, and others I'm like, ooh, okay. I did write down some of my favorites. I do not remember who I said was my favorite.
Me too.
But I wrote down some notes of just like moments that I like.
First off, did you like that she didn't go for the traditional red or like black? She went for a pink this time around.
I wish she would have wore red just because I think she looks so good in red.
She
and
looks
I like
great
noticed
in
that
red.
in the posters. But
I wasn't a super fan of the dress.
it was so cold.
Yes. There was one point where someone was talking and you saw their breath.
And they were inside.
And they were inside. You're kidding me.
Yeah, it was
and
when
it was
she
raining.
confronted Brayden. Okay, so let's talk about the brother part.
Yeah, that was such an awkward setup thing.
It was weird.
So, I mean, obviously we had already seen the tease of her brother. So the fact that they teased it again, I was like, okay, we get it.
It's like whatever. Also, who did not notice I was a wig and a mustache? Okay, I have the name John written down here with the no notes next to it. Who's John? Do you have their faces?
Let me pull out the...
We'll get back to this. Okay, so I really liked James, which he was the donut and maple syrup guy with the note from his mom.
Okay, so here is the list.
Who's John? I have a guy named John.
John? Oh, John, yeah.
Oh, I like John.
I like John. They had a good connection when they were talking one-on-one.
And I think he was in one of my columns.
Was he?
I think so.
I think he might have been.
Yeah. I think John is a front runner just in general. Could be a fan favorite just because he seems so sincere. I was actually surprised that she kissed so many of them.
Oh, yeah. But I'm like, go for it,
Yeah,
girl.
like, go
Why
for it.
not?
But I just didn't expect that from her. So, John, I like John. James, the donut, and the maple syrup guy. I thought it was really cute. Even though I like this guy, the guy that played the piano, he's like the first one.
Oh, Aaron B.
I like him, but the piano was really cringy to me.
Oh, the piano part was
just,
but... So it wasn't like it was like literally those electric pianos, which like was more of the ick factor.
I believed Spencer was really awkward.
Yeah.
Like,
that was a very uncomfortable exchange.
At first I'm like, maybe he's just nervous about telling her that.
But out of the limo, he was so... It was strange when he was talking to her. He couldn't like find the words.
So I thought he was awkward because he had to tell her he was a dad. Yeah. And then after he did and it was okay, he kind of was all right. But then on his confessional when he started like crying and I'm like, so yeah, I thought he was a little unstable.
I was surprised because I think I think I mainly had Joey as the villain. And Joey's actually turning out to be
okay. I have him.
decent.
He's from Hawaii.
Yeah, he's from Hawaii.
I
I'm
really like him.
Okay, that's good vibes if you're from Hawaii for the most part.
I think I had him. I had him on my list, but I don't remember.
You had him on your list, so I think 4. And I was like, I feel like he's going to be a villain because he had that face. But you know what they say about
who I
judging
think
a
I
book by the
picked
cover?
for. He was blonde.
I did not like Aaron S. He gave me weird. He already left night 1. See, Brayden, I was not a fan of Brayden.
Who's like a witty though?
Oh, I guess that's all the list. Oh, I guess. Oh, you know what? I think that they eliminate people once they're eliminated.
Okay, so my villain is gone.
Okay.
I think it was the blonde guy, a really blonde guy, but not the one that's there. It was another one. Let's talk about the backflips people were doing, and I'm not okay with it.
So unnecessary.
Like
that guy left.
Yes.
For overcompensating.
Guys, let's not show off. Like,
No.
You will not win a girl's heart
by doing a backflip.
Backflips.
Well, actually, I'm just kidding. Speak for yourself. I'm just kidding.
It's just not it. And I mean, I applaud Charity for smiling through those.
She was so sweet the whole time.
I think I would be like,
can you stop?
And then let's talk about Brayden.
Am
I saying anything right?
Yeah, Brayden.
I'm very confused because I agreed with the brother that he was very like
he gave up too much when he came back from his makeout session.
Yes, so I thought the conversation and the kiss was so genuine, the most genuine one out of everything she had interacted with. I think she felt comfortable with him. I thought the kiss was like the most like non-awkward one, but then afterwards it's like that's when we saw his age. He's 24 and he was just like telling everyone that like we kiss and I want the first impression rose, and her brother who was incognito as the bartender went to tell her like that's the only one I kind of see a red flag, borderline cocky, and she confronted him but then gave him the first impression rose. So it's like, okay, you just rewarded his behavior.
Her argument was like, oh, I want somebody to want me that much. But I feel like you have to see the conversation. It's a difference between wanting somebody that much and being cocky about being with that person, because it is a different situation, because it's not a normal dating we're dating out in there's a main goal, and that's to be the winner. And so it's different when you see people being like, oh, well, I want to be the person who gets the first impression rose.
It's different when you talk about what we did together as to
bragging about it.
Yeah, it's just
the way he
you could easily have been like, I had such a great connection with her. I think I'm gonna get the first impression rose because it was a genuine
but it was just like we made out like, oh my god, it was sparks, man. Like that, I feel like that wasn't explained or understood. So, and then obviously as we see the promos, it ain't gonna go great for Brayden. So
no, we'll see. I think he might become the villain.
Oh yeah,
like he's gonna be like, I hate to say villain, but he will be causing the
most tension within the group,
within the house.
So far, who do you think might be the top 4?
Top 4, I have. Oh, actually, my people. I think it's. For sure, Joey from Hawaii, John. What was the John B?
It's just John.
The first.
There's a John and there's a John Henry.
Who was the first one? The piano guy.
Oh, that's Aaron B.
Aaron B. Okay, so Aaron B, John, and Joey for sure. Maybe Brayden in top 5, but I don't know.
Okay. I feel like I can't comment because
I didn't know that was an option.
Again, because I was on Instagram. Yes. I saw from Reality Steve, he posted, Final 4. And I was like, I'm not going to look at it. It's not like I did it last time. The same thing happened to me this time. So unknowingly, I was scrolling again, and that stupid carousel thing showed me who the Final 4 are. So I feel Like,
yes,
I cannot speak on this.
Okay, don't speak on it, please.
Even though, like, I almost said it because it's just from what I know and what I saw, I can see
sense.
the outcome being as such. So yeah.
No comment from Brenda.
No comment from me. I'll just see how everything unfolds.
Yeah, but we're gonna, we'll see next week how it goes. It's just an intro to all the men.
Yeah,
opinions will change, hearts will change.
I don't know. It looks fun. Like all the places they're going to, I was like, man, I want to go there. It looks like a good time. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be super drama, like crazy drama, like somebody's gonna get left at the altar kind of thing. I feel like it's just gonna be like.
Engagement.
Well, she did say the big climactic thing is she's falling in love with multiple men. That's what she said in the thing. She's like, I can't decide who, which was the same thing with Zach.
No, Zach knew it was Katie.
Oh, Zach knew it was Katie. Katie, yeah.
Yeah. It was the person before though. I mean, we've had multiple people.
Oh no, Clayton, where he was in love with like all four of them. But that kind of just puts you in the mindset like
I laugh. It's like you could be on, but I see it.
You're put in all these romantic situations with people that like super hot people that want to be with you, but you don't know who just wants to be on TV. So it's such a toss up. Yeah,
I feel like it's such a
it's
portion.
It's obviously a fantasy.
I also think that maybe ABC should do one date where you sit with them and a therapist. And it's not filmed.
Oh, yeah.
It's not filmed, but that the top 4 will go to a couples therapy session and really just get to discuss, and then we just see we don't see what they talk about because that should be private, but at least we get the confessionals after and being I feel really bad about it, it's making me question, or I feel like our relationship's stronger than ever. We're on the same page, because you never hear them talk about what's your political belief? What's your goal in 5 years? What do you think about?
Or who's going to move to whose place, or how's that going to work if you get a new job?
Yeah.
What is your credit score?
And I think you do that in Paradise.
Yeah.
Because you're just hanging out with your person.
I think maybe that's the thing. It's maybe there needs to be more of an extended time frame.
Oh, yeah.
To get
and
to
also,
know people, because it's so rushed.
The Golden Bachelor is coming up.
Oh, the
too.
Golden Bachelor. Oh, my gosh. I'm curious as to what that's going to be like.
I'm excited for
We'll
that
be commenting on things.
We'll
continue our following. But, yeah, I think that's
great start to the season, Charity.
About it.
Yeah, so just be sure to tune into The Bachelorette with us. It's every Monday on ABC. You could also catch it on Hulu after we recap the week's episode during our Friday's episode.
Yes.
And just play along with us. Really, it's just for fun and giggles.
A reminder, book club, we still have that going. Our book romantic comedy, we are going to be recapping that next week, because that's the end of, well, we're already at the end of the month.
It's the first week of the month, so you'll see. And we need to pick a new book.
Yeah,
but just catch up with us. Follow us on Instagram, and that's where you'll get all the details and all the links.
Absolutely. Y'all have a good one. Bye.